ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तावत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुने शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो नमः। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री आदिवराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। श्री सांब सदाशिवाय नमः। ओम श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य वर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपम स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ एकोनविंशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच फ्रॉम 24 एवं धर्मैर्मनुष्याणाम् उद्धवात्मनिवेदिनाम् मयि संजायते भक्तिः कोऽन्योऽर्थोऽस्यावशिष्यते यदात्मनि अर्पितं चित्तं शान्तं सत्त्वोपबृंहितं धर्मं ज्ञानं सवैराग्यम् ऐश्वर्यं चाभिपद्यते यद् अर्पितं तद्विकल्पे इन्द्रियैः परिधावते रजस्वलं चासन्निष्ठं चित्तं विद्धि विपर्ययम् धर्मो मद्भक्तिकृत् प्रोक्तः ज्ञानं चैकात्मदर्शनं गुणेषु असङ्गो वैराग्यम् ऐश्वर्यं च अणिमादयः। उद्धव उवाच यमः कतिविधः प्रोक्तः नियमो वा अरिकर्षण कः शमः को दमः कृष्ण का तितिक्षा धृतिः प्रभो किं दानं किं तपः शौर्यं किं सत्यमृतमुच्यते कस्त्यागः किं धनं चेष्टं को यज्ञः का च दक्षिणा पुंसः किं स्वितबलं श्रीमन् भगो लाभश्च केशव का विद्या हरिः परा का श्रीः किं सुखं दुःखमेव च कः पंडितः कश्च मूर्खः कः पंथा उत्पथश्च कः कः स्वर्गो नरकः कस्विदु को बन्धुरुत किं गृहं काढ्यः को दरिद्रो वा कृपणः कः क ईश्वरः एतान् प्रश्नान् कः मम ब्रूहि विपरीतांश्च सत्पते। श्रीभगवानुवाच अहिंसा सत्यमस्तेयम् असंगो ह्रीरसंशयः आस्तिक्यं ब्रह्मचर्यं च मौनं स्थैर्यं क्षमा भयं शौचं जपस्तपो होमः श्रद्धादित्यं मदर्शनं तीर्थाटनं परार्थेह तुष्टिराचार्यसेवनम् एते यमाः सनियमाः उभयोर्द्वादश स्मृताः पुंसामुपासितास्ताता यथा कामं दुहन्ति शमो मन्निष्ठता बुद्धेर्दम इन्द्रियसंयमः तितिक्षा दुःखसम्मर्षः जिह्वोपस्थजयोद्धृतिः दण्डन्यासः परं दानं कामत्यागस्तपस्मृतं स्वभावविजयः शौर्यं सत्यं च समदर्शनं ऋतं च सोनृता वाणी कविभिः परिकीर्तिता कर्मसु असङ्गमः शौचं त्यागः सन्न्यास उच्यते धर्म इष्टं धनं नॄणां यज्ञोऽहं भगवत्तमः दक्षिणाज्ञानसन्देहः प्राणायामः परं बलं भगोम ऐश्वरो भावः लाभो मद्भक्तिरुत्तमः विद्यात्मनिभिदाबाधः जुगुप्सा ह्रीरकर्मसो श्रीर्गुणानैरपेक्ष्याद्याः सुखं दुःखकात्ययः दुःखं कामसुखापेक्षा पंडितो बन्धमोक्षविदा मूर्खो देहाद्यहं बुद्धिः पन्थामन्निगमः स्मृतः उत्पथश्चित्तविक्षेपः स्वर्गः सत्त्वगुणोदयः नरकस्तम उन्नाहः बन्धुर्गुरुरहं सखे गृहं शरीरं मानुष्यं गुणाढ्यो हि आढ्य उच्यते दरिद्रो यः तु असन्तुष्टः कृपणो यो अजितेन्द्रियः गुणेषु असक्तधीरीशः गुणसङ्गो विपर्ययः एतौ उद्धवते प्रश्नाः सर्वे साधु निरूपिताः किं वर्णितेन बहुना लक्षणं गुणदोषयोः गुणदोषदृशिर्दोषः गुणस्तु भयवर्जितः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् 11 स्कन्धे 19विंशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ओम मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्यं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चदगरेचिद। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्त सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नान्यान् शस्त्रचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ ऊनविंशः अध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच May we intensely pray to the Lord, to Guru Parampara, to bless us with these 5 things. 1, may we have very, very Sukshma Antakarana. 2, with that Sukshma Antakarana, may we understand the Sukshma Satyas, truths that are indicated in the scriptures and in the mouth of the Guru about the goal and means. 3rd, may the Lord bless us to live life at that Sukshma understanding level. 4th, so that we are going away beyond from this Sthula world, which alone is full of modifications, transiencies, temporary nature, inconsistencies. Therefore, The sthula jagat which is giving us dukkha, may we all transcend that. And thus, five, may we all experience that atyanta sukshma sthiti of sadvastu tattva, or that is parama atma. May all our studies, may all our sadhanas, may all our activities, all our every moment's life spent be geared towards that alone. May this sankalpa, may this prarthana, may this prayasa effort become intense, stronger day by day. In this 19th chapter of 11th skandha of Srimad Vyasa Bhagavata Mahapurana, which is full of so much knowledge, information, we are trying to revel at least at the time of our class. As we again and again say, depending on our own interest in imbibing and practicing, and intensity in doing the homework, and likingness toward the Shastra determines how much of the knowledge gained we recognize or remember and practice and get benefit. Choice is ours. We are at the second stage. The first stage of people have never come to even study Bhagavata or Upanishads. We are only at the second stage of studying them. But how much knowledge is imbibed, how much it is accepted, how much faith we have for that, how much we are committed to do life or live life of that sadhana at every cost, that all determines our higher and higher stages of doing as well as reaching. In this, there is no biasness, there is no recommendations or reservations. Absolute freedom. That one can stop even listening to the classes, that one can continue to be regularly listening, that one can start taking the study more seriously. And the one anybody who wants to mean business means to be fully practical also. It's a total our choice. And at this stage of our continuous listening, the choice is so much given to us that the Guru and God will not involve whether we do sadhana or not. It's a peculiar stage. Like when parents are at home, a peculiar stage wherein you have protection from parents, but you have no freedom at that age, is it not? The opposite of it is what? When parents go somewhere. So you are at home, a peculiar stage that you have full freedom what to do, but then there's again a risk and danger of not doing anything or doing nonsense or eating and sleeping also. We all will be many a times in the second stage. Right now we are going through that. That the parents called Guru and God are just leaving us with this knowledge in the class. Then rest is yours. You see, are they involving? Are we allowing them to involve even if the Guru wants to? No, we are free now. So whether we encash that time or encash that time to grow or not, it is our choice. And Guru never wants us to remember him or worship him or do any seva all the time. Guru wants whether you are with me or not. Are you doing your sadhana? Are you enjoying it? Are you consistent, serious in that? Are you going towards your own goal? That is your best gift you can give to yourself, perhaps to me. That will come in this very chapter after 7 8 slokas. It very clearly said your own spiritual practice and helping the spiritual sadhana to spread either independently or through the work of the Guru, that he calls as a very interesting in the answer. That is called as Jnana Dakshina. Real Guru Dakshina is Jnana Sandesha. We will see in 39th verse. In that peculiar situation when we are, we have to use it. Mm. Like in Ukraine, all the three opportunities the public have: run away to other countries and save, die being wherever we are, or take weapons and try to protect the nation. जो हो जाए देखा जाएगा. All three are being opted by the people, different people. कोई लड़ रहे हैं to protect their nation. Some are just dying because they can't leave their land and go. Some are taking shelter in other nations. Let us first be alive. Every time we have these choices. But in spirituality, in the initial days, we allow Guru takes charge. Again, at second stage, it is our job. That is the place where people, many of them, some of them zabardasti take choice from the Guru, become independent, and destroy themselves. Destroy means not being regular in their pursuits. And it is a fact. I to accept for myself, whether you accept or not. If I don't take the classes, even this much study I will not do. It is our. You, I don't know. If you don't attend class, you may do better sadhana than this. But mera to ye. But this freedom I use only to conduct class for my own interest. In the same way, freedom given people, freedom taken people. How best you use that determines your sadhana. After all, even God also, Guru also. Only look at the tamasha of our own life. Ki what you are doing with your life ultimately. Destroying yourself, making yourself great, choice is yours. We only say, very good. Take our help and want to grow quickly, we are with you. Guru Tattva is such Tattva. If you don't allow them to work with you, they just keep away. But if you give chance to them and take their help, 1,000 lives work, they finish in one life only for you. That's the tremendous capacity in Guru, but we don't discover it. We don't want it. What can the Guru do? Having said so, we are now in this Bhakti Sadhana, the summary gist of Bhakti Sadhanas, as per directive Bhagavan Krishna himself, ultimate Jagat Guru. After enumerating to us the essence of Adhyatmika Vedanta Tattva Advaita Jnanam, now Hindadvaita, the beautiful sadhana upasana, Bhagavan has exhaustively told and coming to the conclusion. And each of these slokas, in the words and the meanings of the words and sentences, so much of the width and the depth of understanding is there for practice. That's what today we prayed. May we become subtle to understand all those intricacies. Is it not? Many of us think we have understood, but we understood only at our level. Like when Gurudev says something, from what standpoint he is saying and what we understand, it has lot of Jamin Asman Farak. Whether it is about truth, whether it is about sadhana practice. So we have to become grown and elder, so matured to understand it. So here we saw ki mad artha parityagaha, we have exhaustively explained. Okay. Artha parityaga is giving up the artha for the sake of moksha purushartha. Second, bhogasya parityaga means giving up the kama purushartha also. Sukhasya is the tamogunas, nidra, adi. When they are given up to serve the Lord, to worship the Lord, to meditate and realize the Lord. That is called the love devotion which we express towards Paramatma. Artha Parityaga includes all the three: earning the wealth, protecting and growing the wealth, and spending the wealth. And people's life is spent in that only. You and I, once you have to become sadhaka, at least after certain lives experiences and sufficient livelihood available, we should give up all these three: new wealth earning, then developing it through all investments, and how to spend that, etc. Artha paritya. Today I went to some place. I saw all 100 people, bechare, so much busy in their own works. So many customers coming, they have to attend and all. I was happy so much for myself that I need not be in that grossest world of external transactions. That Bhagavan has freed me from those bondages, obligations, and gave the chance to study the Shastras. How lucky I am! Otherwise, people, the entire world is how much busy in the Artha Arjuna and Artha Sampadana and Artha spending. Every country, the economic crisis because of Russia, Ukraine war, everywhere it's affect and individuals also. 200 रुपए पेट्रोल बढ़ रहा है and all. मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ कि अर्थ परित्याग, if we are made to do by the grace of Lord by discovering the higher goal, or having discovered the higher goal, when we have taken away our time from these, we are really loving our spiritual goal and the God. Yesterday we didn't say this meaning. Yesterday we said utilize your artha for the sake of the spiritual activities of the what do you say, the festivals or the God related temples, etc. Today we are talking different. Both are artha parityaga for the sake of Lord. At a higher level, other than the Lord, nothing should have artha value in our mind. मेरो तो गिरधर गोपाल पायो जी मैंने, not the other dhanu ratanu, but Rama ratanu dhanu. That is godless. That artha parityaga and taking Bhagavan only as arthavanta in the jivanam. And a devotee, he will know if he is sincere. If I gain my God, my devotions in my God, then more than him there is no wealth is greater, and whatever wealth is required, he said yoga kshemam vahami. So madarthe artha parityaga. So in that there is a very subtle, I can't say humor or sarcasm, but Bhagavan is keeping an opposite thing in that. What he says, madarthe artha parityagaha is bhakta. Artharte mama parityagaha is samsara. For the sake of God, you give up wealth, or for the sake of the wealth, you give up God. सो अर्थ काम के लिए मोक्ष रूपी भगवान को छोड़ो, या मुक्ति पाने के लिए अर्थ काम को त्यागो. Yeah, so to bhogasya. For the sake of bhoga, you give up Lord. For the sake of the Lord, you give up bhoga. Because both cannot go together. Because in devotion, you have to offer everything, your indriya mana buddhi adi. In artha bhoga, you have to identify with dehendriya mana buddhi. That's why Bhagavan says, madarte bhoga parityaga. In all upavasa vrata diksha, that is done. In all the temple constructions, etc., the first one is God. Then the third one is in your own physical participation in the activities, Sukha Parityaga. As I said yesterday on Shivaratri day, many people have done all these three. They sponsored the temple's constructions and all pujas, Artha Tyagaha, Bhoga Tyagaha, everyone, many of them did that upavasa. That Shivaratri is one day where in India, even the otherwise very less astika, people also do the fast. Hotel wale, sabji bechne wale, watchmen, how many people yesterday I saw, all of them, why are you so dull as aaj upvas hai? Very good. Artha parityaga, bhoga parityaga. And sukha parityaga, as I told you, I went somewhere today. He was working, but थोड़ा सा ऐसा हो रहा था. अरे क्या हुआ? रात में जागे क्या? हाँ, ज़्यादा नहीं स्वामी जी, only up to 2 o'clock. So sukha parityaga. Only then we transcend the बाहर का द्रव्य, अंदर का अंतःकरण और अंदर वाला हम. Then only the taste of bhakti for the Lord we enjoy. As I said, it is anokha, it is unique. Like the beautiful snow-clad mountains and trees in Switzerland. When you listen about it being in India, Tamil Nadu, hot or hottest, is only theory. But actually, when you fly and go there, it's a different world altogether. The experience is experience. In the same way, when we pull our identity and involvement with Artha Bhoga Sukha, and all that when we involve in Seva of Paramatma, and the joy we get out of that Seva, Prema, Bhakti is visiting such beautiful divine places only, not theoretical, practically. We have to taste it. And en route, you have to spend some money, en route, you have to go through some difficulties. So, to reach to that stage, we have to do these experiments of keeping the things away, giving up all the things, and always soaked in practices of devotion. That we have to do. वो तो हर एक चीज पाने के लिए the required thing we anyway have to do, no? So, Madharte Artha Parityaga, Bhoga Parityaga, Sukha Parityaga, exhaustively we explained. In the same way, Ishtam, Dattam, Hutam, Japtam, Adartham, Vratan, Tapaha. These are all the Adhyatmika sadhanas. When they are done, Lord is pleased and He gives the phala of it in the form of again Sukha, Bhoga, Artha of this world. When you do all of them only for the sake of Lord to express your devotion, then that is called as bhakti. Like Ishti, when you do that Ishtas, the regular yajnas, like we chanted in our Rudram Namakam Chamakam, Bhagavan is in the form of all the yajnas. In Rudram only we studied that mantra. Hmm. So too the Dattam, the Danam we do, it has lot of punya. It gives you Uttama Loka. Hutam, I tell you, when every day we do Swahakara, the great highest words will be given for a Yajnakarta, especially in Kali Yuga. So to Japam, the Japa has so much of power even to make the Lord our own servant. And also Vratam when it is done, the Vrata Nishtha Para Vyakti also has so many blank checks given. And what to talk about? The results of Tapa. With Tapa, though, every desire is fulfilled. All of them, when they are done, Madartham, for the sake of Lord, it is devotion. Not expecting in apeksha. So, what therefore the Lord is indicating, as I said, without doing them, criminally also we can gain our arthakama. Without doing all these sadhanas, honestly following some duty, naukari also, even business, etc., we can gain all these arthakama. While performing all these, we can exchange them for our arthakama. And doing all these sadhanas only for the sake of Lord, not expecting anything from as a reward of all of them, is the fourth possibility which Bhagavan says is bhakti to me, towards me. That is the possibility there. And what happens at that level will be told in the next sloka. That's a very crucial slokas. First, what is called as bhakti, he told. Second, when you do these bhaktis, what is the final stage? In yourself you reach. That will be indicated. As a reward of that, what do you get from me? I'm going to tell you. What you feel when you are at the highest level of devotion, what you get from me. Is it not? So he says, Ishtam Dattam Utam Japtam Vratam Tapaha Madartham. That is called Bhakti. Having said so, now in the 24th sloka, these 2 points, as I just now said, are explained. One is what would be the state of being of that person who practiced all the above said Bhakti sadhanas. What are that? Evam dharmaihi manushyanam uddhava atma nivedina. First of all, only a Manushya can do this. Clear? We are all Manushya, we can do. Second is Evam Dharmaihi, with these dharmas. Means with these bhakti sadhanas, every one of them, when they are taken as dharma by you, when they are taken as duties by you. Is it not? Like the Vyavaharika dharma in the Naukari, we are imposed and we accept. Because without that, salary will not come. Then every day eating, taking bath, dharmas we do because without that we can't live, we will die. But these adhyatma sadhanas are such. Even if you don't do them, life continues. Therefore, in that there is a chance. But only the one who wants to become devotee, to him all the above said sadhanas, in his own interest, he should take them as a dharma or the duty. That is why evam dharmaihi means evam bhagavata dharmaihi, evam bhakti dharmaihi. Here dharma is you want to reach to that goal, you must follow it. If that is not your goal, this is not a dharma. So what is your goal? To become bhakta. So these are the necessary dharmas. If you don't want to become bhakta, then they are not compulsion. So you have to become doctor, you have to join medical college and go through all the studies, tests. No, मुझे डॉक्टर नहीं बनना तो it is not a dharma for you. Is it not? The medical college doesn't ask every student of the world कि क्या बात हो मेडिकल एग्जाम क्यों नहीं लिख रहे हो और मार्क्स क्यों नहीं आ रहे because you are not a medical student. This is a feeling, evam dharma. Like, I want to understand the tattva. No, if I have to understand tattva, it is given in Shastras. Therefore, studying Shastras and listening to Satsanga from the Guru or Acharya is a dharma I have to adopt. I have to take that activity as dharma to reach to that goal of I want to understand the truth as it is to be understood. So that definition dharma is you have to inculcate that feeling. Spirituality is a accepted dharma, not imposed dharma. And living in the world in the duality with other people and the co-students or co-citizens and the prakriti is a dharma. There you will be kicked. If you are not a devotee, nobody will kick you. If you are not a spiritual person, nobody will kick you. In the world, if you are not doing those dharma, we will be kicked. But in the spiritual path, when you want to reach to the heights, the sadhanas are dharma. You don't do them, you will not reach. There also there is no sin. That's why anytime you can withdraw from spirituality and go to worldliness. Here is your choice. And people do it so. भगवान को छोड़ो, गुरु को छोड़ो, सत्संग छोड़ो, साधना छोड़ो, and सड़ जाओ. Nobody will stop. But some of them they want to come from that life, they take it as duty. Recently, somebody joined in a regular classes. All classes that person listens. Come what may, whatever the duty, morning, afternoon, रात में 2 बजे they send message to me. Swami, one class missed today, but tomorrow I'll catch up. The next day, I have extra time spent without sleep. I heard that also. Congratulations. One person only like that. Good. God bless such persons. They have taken their dharma. We have not told. We don't even know. Their face also we have not seen. Only on some media of communication. They took it as dharma. And whom is it benefiting? Not me. Such persons within a few years of satsang regular, at whatever age level they are, they reach to such a wonderful heights of convictions. If they are not falling under the trap of their own inner maya, like some of the people. So, Manushyanam, evam dharmahi Manushyanam. So, a Manushya who alone can become Bhakta, for that person, these are the sadhanas indicated, them he will have to take as dharma and practice. Yeah. When you practice all of them, where do you reach in your being? Only one sentence, Bhagavan says, Atma Nivedina. Feel the meaning of this sentence. I'll give a 5 seconds, 10 seconds time. Atma Nivedi means what? Anything he is so far considering as Atma or Mama, all of that Nivedana done to the Lord. When Ishtam, Dattam, Tapam, all of them also are done for the Lord, and he is not expecting anything. At that highest level of devotion, he is so in proximity to the Lord that Bhagavan is certifying that person as if he has done all the 8 and ninth and last bhakti also of the Navadha Bhakti. What is the Navadha Bhakti, ninth one? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam. And what is the ninth one? Atma Nivedanam. Dekho, he used that word. Atma Nivedana. Ultimate bhakti is Atma Nivedana. That cannot happen without the Nivedana of all other than all that are owned by me, that are being achieved through the first 8 sadhanas. The first 8 qualify for the ninth, first 8 get fulfilled in the ninth. Ninth fulfills in devotion. What is that ninth? Atma Nivedana. This Atma Nivedana is not a vocal word. Is it not? Not a speech. It's an inner experience. And it's a very frightening thing. You may not like it if I ask. Why should I ask you? I will ask myself. So much blabbering, talking we do that we are devotee of Gurudev and God and Shastra. Close eyes and observe yourself and ask yourself, did we do your Nivedanam to the Lord, Atma Nivedanam? If yes, how far you have done, how much we have done? And to this question, the answer is what? Zero. Very frightening answer it is. Why? Even all these spiritual sadhanas, when you do, in and through all of them, aham mama alone are there. There is no Bhagwan only. अहम अहम ही इतना ज्यादा है. मैं लेक्चर दे रहा हूँ, मैं लेक्चर सुन रहा हूँ, मैं पुस्तक पढ़ रहा हूँ. अरे सब जगह मैं बकरी है, भगवान किधर है? That's why I said Atma Nivedana is not a word that I have offered myself to Lord. It is an inexplicable, pure experience inside. Atma Nivedana Sakti, again in the 11th Bhakti, which are said in Ardhavak Sutra. In Prahlada's words, Navadha Bhakti. His Guru said 11, he forgot 2. So Naraji gave 11. He said 9. But 2 of them, Kanta Sakti, that is not there in Prahlada's life. Chota bachcha hai, isliye he might have edited that. मेरे को एक क्यों करके. There also last one is Atma Nivedana Sakti. Ekadha api ekadashda bhavanti. That is the iti kathayanti janajalpa nirbhayaha kumara vyasa shandilya nadharma dvibhishanadaya bhakti acharyaha. This is how Narada Bhakti Sutra concludes the 83rd, 84th mantra. Navada Bhakti also this. So there what is said here, Bhagavan is concluding Atma Nivedana. This is what you should feel. Okay? Now nothing is mine. That is experience. I am living for the Lord. I am living because of the Lord, and anything Lord wants me to do, that only I do. All that also offer to Him. I am not having anything of mine. Now, it in a negative terms, I'll tell you, but you understand it positively. It is like the total bonded labor when a person is there. Everything he does, nothing he can get except what is required for his life. That bonded labor is he is bound. Here, not a bonded labor, but it is unbonded, self-chosen, total surrender labor. It's not Bhagavan bound me. I took that bondage. At that level are these Prahladas, Hanumanjis, etc. Atma Nivedana Sakti. Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana. See how connection, all sadhanas he told, then he said it is an only by human being. When he will take it as his dharma or duty, then only can do. And the final stage of doing all this is experienced in the feeling of Atma Nivedanam. And there is a higher point than this. What is that? I have done the Atma Nivedana to the Lord. He is certified by the Lord, not me again. भगवान should accept you have done the all Atma Nivedana. और जानकर परख कर भगवान accept करेंगे वो. In this Atma Nivedana, in this case, as we said in other contexts, our offering to the Lord, our Atma Nivedana is called Prapatti. Testing all that, satisfied, and Lord certifies and accepts us. Our offer, our Atma Nivedana is called as Bhagavan giving us Sharanagati. In that person's mind, intellect, all the inner equipments, what is there only is Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Bhagavan. Dehendriya also working only for it. And this is true. People, wherever they are interested, in that they, in this way, in the Atma Nivedana Rupa, they involve. Like a person in sports. For those 2-3 hours or whatever the game they give, Atma Nivedana. Is it not? This is everywhere there. The mother, father do the Atma Nivedana to the child when they do the work. So to the Premika. So to the Dhana Arjana people. That's why yesterday, when we concluded the Tulsi Ramayana, what was the last doha in Tulsidas, in which Tulsidas prayed to the Lord? You remember that? Mosama Deenana Deenahita Tumasamana Raghubira. As a vichari, some beautiful mantra. Then the last one. कामिहि नारी प्यारी जिमी लोभिहि प्रिय जिमि दाम तिमि रघुनाथ निरंतर प्रिय लागहु मोहि राम. जैसे कामी को नारी, लोभी को दाम बहुत प्रिय, that they do Atma Nivedana for it. Same way, तिमि in this way, रघुनाथ निरंतर प्रिय लागहु, निरंतर मैं तुमको इस तरह से प्रेम करूं. मैं तुमको प्रेम करूं, तुम तो मेरे को कर ही रहे हो, बिकॉज यू हैव नो अदर कामना एंड नारी एंड ऑल. Nari and Hari. Hari means ha, he is real. Nari means not real. Hari and Nari. Just how it came. इंग्लिश में है ना, जो चटनी बनाते साउथ इंडियंस, ना रियल ना रियल ना रियल. अरे यार, रियल चटनी बनाओ अपने आप का. नारियल का चटनी भगवान को दो तो लेंगे, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट, लेंगे नहीं वो, बिकॉज नारियल है. यू ऑफर योर सेल्फ, हाँ इट इज रियल, ही टेक्स. हाउ दैट, नो द आत्म निवेदना फीलिंग. That's what he said. Give me that. Timi Raghunatha Nirantara. Yat Purvam Kavira. What a beautiful mantras they are. That is why I said these slokas have to be pondered around for a lot of times to get the gist and essence of it. Because Lord also toward the end of this Skandha and time is over, up ending. So he'll have to go quickly. Then the Bhashakaras, the Bhaktas, they will explain what Lord is meaning. So we try to analyze and understand it. So evam dharmai manusyanam uddhava atmanivedinam. हे उद्धवा, ये मनुष्य ऐसे साधनाओं को धर्म मानकर करके उसके एंड में आत्मनिवेदन करते हैं. क्लियर? दिस इज व्हाट दे शुड फील, दैट दे हैव डन आत्मनिवेदन through all this sadhana. And what they get, the second point, beautiful thought it is. In reward, what they get is ki mai sanjayate bhakti. That the purest of the bhakti about me, in me, they will be experiencing in them. Means what? Only after Atma Nivedana the bhakti will happen. Like in Jnana Marga also, when the Aham Vritti is dissolved, then only Vritti Rahita Brahma Rupa Aham is experienced. The Vritti Sahita Aham is Aham Jivosmi, Aham Dehosmi. And Vritti Rahita Aham is Aham Brahmasmi. Till the Aham Vritti is dropped, Aham Brahmasmi experience will not come. So we hold on to Aham Brahmasmi Vritti for some time, that also Prayatna Purvaka. After some time, even the Vritti is dropped and effort is dropped, Anubhuti comes, where there is no Vritti of Aham. It is in Jnana. So too in Bhakti. जब तक आत्मनिवेदन नहीं होता, पूर्ण भक्ति का अनुभव नहीं आता है. मयि संजायते भक्ति. What is the result that मयि संजाय भक्ति? कहा अन्यः अर्थः अस्य अवशिष्यते. To such one, there is no artha, means thing to be valued or achieved in life. Because discovering himself to be the devotee of Lord, finding himself to be the devotee of the Lord, making himself to be the devotee of the Lord is the Parama Purushartha. Other there's nothing to be done. He is empty now. Empty thyself, I'll sing through you. He is the reed in the hands of Lord. Lord will play that music through him. Where is he? He is in the Lord. In the ego level, we were doing, Lord is watching. At the highest devotion level, Lord is doing, we are watching. We enjoy it. Isn't it? We know Bhagavan is working through us and we just relax and enjoy. There is no artha anya avashishyate. That's a fulfillment. Please underline that. After Atma Nivedana, when the ultimate Anubhuti of Parama Bhakti comes, that is the Parama Artha. Beyond that, there is nothing to be sought in Bhakti. At that level, okay, devotee, you have done Atma Nivedana, I'll take you to my loka, Salokya. He says, what is that? I don't know, do whatever you want. Lord took us to Salokya. Then, okay, devotee, so nice to see you. I want to give you Samipya. He says, what is that? I don't know, do what you want. Done. Okay, I will give you Sarupya, that you look like me only. Arey, what are you? I don't know. You do whatever you want. I make you Sahyajya, merge you with me. तुम्हारी मर्जी है भगवान, आप मेरे को क्यों पूछ रहे हो? That is called kaha anya artha avashishyate. To be done and to be achieved, there is nothing other than this. Fulfillment. करके देखा हुआ, पहुंच कर देखा उधर. Now we have to, this will be understood only when we understand the opposite of it. What is the opposite of it? When this way we don't become totally surrendered to Bhagavan, then we have other option only to become surrender to Maya. Maya at one side creates Dehendriya Manabuddhi and makes us identified. Other side creates the Jagat with all the attractions and enchantments and makes us bound with all the pasha of the Raga, Desha, Kama, Krodha. ये जब समझोगे तो तब वो समझ में आएगा. And the second one understanding is easier because we live in that. How much of the tadatmya with the dehendriya and that bonding by a bondage feeling inside. The feeling, always fear. The fear of roga, fear of old age, fear of death, fear of others insult me. How many fears at the body level, at the mind level, senses level, and in the world, look at it and begging like a beggar, asking this and that, and nobody gives anything you want, and you feel so much of disappointed. This is a Maya ka khel hai. This is a second option. And we are going through that. All this will be transcended when you go to that option of total Sharanagati. Do you like it? Then go for it. Do it as your dharma. And that is called Parama Dharma. Kaha artha anyah vasishyate. Then he did not do anything because there is no other thing to be achieved. भक्ति में ही पराकाष्ठा है कि आत्मनिवेदन हो गया. Then मयि संजायते भक्ति, that is the fulfillment of bhakti. आत्मनिवेदन में भक्ति संपन्न होता है. And that's why in all Bhakti Shastra, आत्मसमर्पण करते हैं. Is it not? Manmanava bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru, atmanam matparayanaha. In all those things. And as I said, again, it's not words, it's experience. Like at this moment, if you ask me, this half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, I am using it for the Lord. Only that level we are in the experience. It can be more deeper also. It's not I am using the time for the Lord. Rather, the Lord only using me to speak. Even higher than that word, Lord only speaking. These all have to develop the higher attitudes. Then extend it not only to this class but other classes also. Not only to the classes but other activities also. In and through all that, what is happening? The aham karta, mama bhoga, these two are gone away. Karta Bhagwan bhi hai, bhokta bhi wahi hai. That's called as sarvam niveditam. And when everything is happened to him, who am I jiva? मैं भी नहीं हूं, तो मेरा भी अर्पण हो गया आत्मा अर्पण. आत्मा निवेदिता हो गया. This is a beautiful shloka, it one. Now this shloka 25 is the summon bonum or essence or gist of entire bhakti sadhana. Okay. Bhagavan, gurus are so kind that one full text they explain, they give for the devotion. One full canto or skandha they use for devotion, like the 10th skandha. Half of the skandha they use for devotion, like the 7th skandha. Or one chapter they give for the entire bhakti, which has come in Sudhava Charitra and all. They may use a few 10 shloka set, 3 shloka set, 2 shloka set, 1 shloka set also. Means in 1 shloka essence of bhakti, 2 shloka bhakti, 5 shloka, 10, 1 chapter, half of the skandha, full skandha, 1 text. They have all the way to explain to us, all the means or ways, techniques. This shloka is 1 shloka essence to understand. And this is achieved only when the above things are done. Because that's already said, what is the conclusion of that will be concluded as the bhakti in this shloka. Listen, very beautiful. He says, Yada Atmani Arpitam Chittam Shantam Sattva Upabrumhitam. This is the conclusion of bhakti. The result of that, as I said, is given in the second line. What do we get out of it? First understand the first line. Yada. Yada means when that is reached, that is achieved through all your efforts as mentioned above. What happened then? Atmani arpitam chittam. Atmani means Paramatmani. Atma means here Krishna is talking about himself. The chittam is totally offered to the Lord. Atmani arpitam chittam. And when the chitta is arpita to the Lord, Lord being sattva, the chitta becomes shuddha sattva. Therefore, sattvopa brumhitam. Sattvopa brumhitam is bubbling with the sattva guna in the chitta at that time when it is offered to the Lord. What is the bubbling of sattva guna? Sattva upabrahmanam. Upabrahmanam means bubbling out. That you are in ecstasy, when you are in joy, when you are in a celebration, that you have chosen the Lord, you have tasted His glory, and to that Lord whom you have chosen and tasted or seen His little glory, to Him you have offered everything. It's like when you discover the glory of your own Guru, and when you offer to Him your sevas and all, and basking in His love and grace, what a joy it comes. Those who experience it, they know. For some people, it's for the whole life. For some people, it's only for 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. That time you lose yourself in the devotion to Guru. मजा आता है. That's called sattva upabrahmita. And in that sattva upabrahmana atma arpanam, what about the samsara? What about the cravings for samsara? What about the struggles in the samsara? All of them are so pacified or quietened that not even an iota of them are there called as shantam. You can say this theory, Atmani Arpitam leading to Shantam, leading to Sattva Upabrahmitam. In that case, when in this way the Chitta is Arpita to the Lord, you will experience struggle-less peace in your heart. That struggle-less peace at its next level goes to Sattva Upabrahmanam. There, the Sattva becomes Shuddha Sattva. In that Shuddha Sattva, there is celebration within you of doing everything for the Lord, like Kirtanam, Shravanam, Ityadi. Earlier, they were done as sadhanas. Now they naturally automatically come out of that sattva guna. Like a व्यक्ति जब प्रेम का अभ्यास करता है, he is going on trying to express prema, training himself. But once he becomes master in that prema, he cannot but express prema in and through all his activities. True premi, I am talking, not a attachment, passionate or this person. Prema. And we should learn the art of prema because it's the only powerful thing in this world. No power more powerful than prema. And the prema is it's the only divine power, Shakti of the Bhagavan. In this way, if you see. Otherwise, what? Evam Atmani Arpitam Chittam. Chittamani Arpan to the Bhagavan. Because the Lord will inspire from within when you offer to Him. Sattva Upabrahmanam happens. In that Upabrahmana of the Sattva, everything related to the Lord only keeps on expressing to you. And what about the other struggles, worries? Shanta. Or say this one. Atmani Arpitam Shantam Sattva Upabrahmitam. Pure Sattva Guna. And what is Sattva Guna? The absence of Rajoguna which we have now, which is running everywhere, our mind. And the absence of Tamaguna, every 2 minutes we sleep and come back. Aankh khol ke so jate. None of them are there. Sattva Upabrahmanam. At the Indriyas level, the Sattva Guna means you are absolutely, acutely alert about all the things which are around perceivable. Senses are so alert. And little more Sattva Guna, the mind is so alert to feel those emotions coming. And at the higher level, intellect, you are alert at the level of intellect and perfectly you are responding consciously with all the wisdom. This is called as Upabrahmanam at the Sattva Upabrahmanam at the level of Buddhi, Indriyas and Mana, which has to be developed. Like I told you when I went to that place, I was so absolutely alert. Who is the manager? Who are the other people? Who's coming, going? Who are the other customers? What's my job there? Absolutely, I was in Shuddha intellectual Sattva Guna. And what to talk to him? First I am meeting him. I should not feel offended. He should not feel offended. There is a friendly, jovial atmosphere. Not for the sake of anything. Work can be done even mechanically also. But to do my own sadhana, of touching a new person with that learned love. I was trying that. Why 10% succeed? बाकी आता रहेगा धीरे धीरे. But that was very jovial, whatever the meeting it was. These are Sattva Upabrahmanam. It has to be enhanced day by day. Even an Atmagnani also will have to enhance this Sattva Upabrahmanam with regard to his Antakarna Upani for his better performance. It will not come by Atmagnana. ये प्रकृति का साधना अपना अलग होता है. नहीं करो तो नहीं होता. Without doing all these also you can realize Paramatma and get mukti. But a Mukta Purusha also goes on developing these things to express in the world to serve. That's why any jnani you can see 10 years back how was his approach to the people. 20 years later you can see it's different. He is a jnani 10 years back also, 10 years later also. But in his upadhis, he has improved them, Satopa Brahmanam. Then the love, kindness which he has now, he might have not had 10 years back. Jnanam is there, Sarvam Paramayava. I just gave you examples, huh? What is the Sattva Upabrahmanam before at the Upadhi level for you to understand. If you understand that, now once you have given up Atma Nivedanam to the Lord, there the Sattva Upabrahmanam means always in the active alertness of recognizing Lord's presence or doing something for the Lord's sake. An example of Sattva Brahmana person during Mahashivratris, from the Shivratris beginning yesterday morning 6 onwards, till today morning 6, those 24 Gante, he is not in the thought of his Deha or his Nidra or his Bhojana. Whole day is only in Shiva Upasana, Shiva Puja, with full joy that he has forgotten himself and the surroundings. He is called as Suddha Sattva Brahmita Shanta Bhakta. Like that in the entire globe yesterday जो 750 करोड़ लोगों में 4-5 लोग होंगे बस. Thousands of them are struggling to reach to that stage. All others are ठीक है at their own level. So यदा आत्मनि अर्पितं चित्तं शान्तं सत्त्व उपबृंहितम्. In this way, when the chitta with all its faculties, including the Manamadiya, arpita to the Lord, the absolutely Shanta and Sattva Brahmanam. This is what the stage of ultimate devotion. You have to feel inside and you have reached it. What do you get out of it is a beautiful line. Says Bhagavan in second line, ki dharmama, jnanama, savairagyama, aishwaryam cha abhipadyate. At that level, that person is said to be have accomplished the full practice of dharma. Abhipadyate means dharmam abhipadyate, because surrendering to the Lord is the ultimate dharma. And that is achieved. Therefore, that uttama dharma abhipadyate ho gaya. He is reached. Abhipadyate means obtains. Second is jnanam abhipadyate. How do you say jnanam abhipadyate? Because when you, the individual, is not there, as an abstraction was there earlier, when that abstraction of I, the individual, is gone, that which is always there is revealed unobstructed. And what is always there is Paramatma. And then Paramatma Anubhuti, that is one without second, is called Jnanam. Therefore, Jnanam Abhipadyate. Third one is Vairagyam Abhipadyate. What is Vairagya? Total devaluing of the world around. Though it is around us, but we are not allowing it to enter into us. Like sitting in the class for 2 hours, but not allowing any knowledge to enter us. This example suits very much nicely. Don't allow anything. Thoda sun liya as the mind, no interest in Swami, no interest in the text, no respect to the Bhagavan, no intense deep sincerity towards the study, nor for the sadhana, no urgency. That itna umar ho gaya, marne wala ho, let me study Bhagavata. None of those things are there. Therefore, you are in the class, but class has never entered us. That's called as Vairagya. In the same way, that Vairagyam. Because to have both Raga and Dvesha, your Chitta should be freely available. Chitta is soaked in the Lord. There is not even an iota of chance given to it to come out of. Where is the Raga Dvesha? You know that Kerala Malayali temples, it is so dark inside. That pujari inside doing all puja abhisheka, he slows from inside only the arati. But they are more and muddy achar than even among all the South Indian. So how many thousands of devotees are coming doing namaskar? He is not aware at all. His only job is arati karo or rakko, they do namaskar. He is not aware. That's called vairagya. I'm giving example of vairagya sthiti, that he is into the Lord so much that neither he is into the world nor the world is into him. There's no into, only divine. Vairagyam. And to such person, the Lord is so happy that he gives the Aishwaryam, all the powers. And those powers he gives him, remember carefully, for him to work as his messenger. work as his instrument. Here, the realized messenger, like the messengers are also two types. Those who have reached the Lord, they are the real Mahatma messengers. Without reaching the Lord, also some can be, like all these prophets and all Muhammad. Yes, some non-reached messengers. They can just give message, but they are not reached ultimate. Because if the one who reaches ultimate, they won't talk in that language. By the language, you know whether reached or not. Because we are also studying Shastra. But without reaching, one can become messenger. But here he is an accomplished messenger. To make him as his own instrument, he gives Aishwarya. But that Aishwarya having got, this Bhakta will not use for himself. That's why Savairagyam Aishwarya. Vairagya Yukta Aishwarya. And all the powers given to the Lord, he uses for the Lord only. Like he will be given a wonderful way of lectures, or he'll be given a beautiful singing ability. So all that he does to pull the Jana public toward the Lord only. Not for himself. That is Savairagya. And these are the four things in the Jivan ka lakshya hai ki nahi? Fulfilling the dharma and fulfilled in the jnanam and fulfilled in the vairagya and fulfilled in the aishwarya. All these four are as if the product of the fifth and the most important one. So first and the most important one. What is that? Bhakti. तो परम भक्ति जब मिल जाता है तो ज्ञानम ऐश्वर्यम वैराग्यम धर्मम ऑल ऑफ देम अपने आप हो जाते. That I will give them, they become deserved for it, they get it. So first line is what? Yad Atmani Arpitam Chittam. Atmani is Paramatmani. Chittam Arpitam is all the things about that. Chittam is morning class ko use karo, Mandukya Upanishad, pakka you will understand. In the morning class, when we are studying about Chitta, more explanation will be given tomorrow in the sloka. But as far we have seen so far, Chitta means both, where the experiencer experienced are based. In Chitta only both are there. Like we explained about dream. Dreamer, there's one conscious self in the dream, who is the common consciousness in all planes of experience. Second, there's a dreamer. Third is a dream world. After explain this, what is the next sentence said? Both the dream world experienced is in the chitta. The dreamer also in the chitta. The chitta is nothing other than the Chaitanya. Now that explanation of morning will helpful here. Even Atmani Arpitam Chitta means Chitta, which is dichotomized otherwise in the form of experiencer and experienced, is totally Arpita to the Lord. Therefore, Aham and Mama or Aham or Idam both offer to the Lord is Atmani Arpitam Chittam stage. Atmani Arpitam Chittam level of sadhana achieved. Evam Atmani Arpitam Chittam. Then Shantam Sattva Upabrahmitam already we have explained. So such one, Dharmam, he's achieved the ultimate Dharma. Because we are all not Manusha only. We are Jiva. Jiva Dharma is only in offering to the Ishvara. That is achieved. Jnanam, as we explained. Then third one is what? Sabairagyam cha abhipadyate Aishwaryama. We will get Aishwarya and Vairagya. Fulfillment. All the four. Ekameva Advayam Jnanam aa gaya. Already is in the devotion of the Lord. Bhakti eka anand aa gaya. He is fulfilling his Dharma of achieving the Lord and guiding others to the Lord, and he has got all the Aishwarya in this world, not for himself, for the Lord, and never ever caught up anywhere. Therefore, Savaira. That's why these are the shlokas where we have to go deep into totally catch what is the conveyed meaning of them in the level of our mind's understanding and experience. क्या समझना है, इसकी अनुभूति कैसी होती है, उसको पकड़ने का कोशिश. These are such Vedantic things, or spiritual things कि लगता है कि समझ में आया, लेकिन पूरा अंदर घुसता नहीं. घुसा तो फिर रहता नहीं, उधर चला जाता है. That indicates that we have to become more and more deep, intense sadhakas and students. Students to study, sadhakas to do sadhana. Okay, now the opposite of it said in one sloka. This is a Mukti Marga, now it is a Bandhana Marga. Exactly opposite he says, very interesting. He says, Yat arpitam tad vikalpe. Instead of offering to the Paramatma or Brahma Tattva or Narayana, the Chitta, when it is arpita to the vikalpa is duality, again morning class. When to the Advaita Atma you offer yourself, you are in the realization. You are in the Mukta Sthiti. Other option of offering your chitta other than to the Paramatma Advaita Atma is Dvaita. Vikalpa is Dvaita. Morning class. Yad Viparitam, yad Arpitam Tat Vikalpe. If at all the chitta is not offered to the one without second Paramatma or Paramatma, then where is it offered? Vikalpe, to the duality. What is the meaning of it? Again, continuation of what we said. You are interested in the world as seen, you as the seer. So the Dvaita Abhas ki baat ho rahi hai. Grahya Grahak Abhas. Is it not? Or Grahana Grahaka Abhasa. Or Grahana Grahaka Grahya Triputi Abhasa. This is your choice. You can enter into a stage where Chitta is offered to the Paramatma. That stage is called, in Yoga Bhasha, is Nirvikalpa. In Bhakti Bhasha is Parama Bhakti and Sharanagati. In the Vedanta Bhasha, it's called Ekamevadvayam Brahma. If that is not done to the Nirvikalpata, the Chitta is not offered. The other option is what? Vikalpa, Savikalpa. In that Savikalpa, in the Bhakti, you have the Ishvara worshipped and your worshipper, selfishly you do it. Or you see the world as other than you and you get attracted, enchanted, you become Karta Bhakta. At that level, when it is not offered to the Nirvikalpa, but offered to the Vikalpa. Not offered to the Lord, but offered to the imaginary world of duality. This I can use because you are listening morning class. जो नहीं आ रहे मॉर्निंग ये लैंग्वेज उनको मुश्किल होगा समझना. But that is the meaning Lord is saying. Without morning class, I also would have not dared to explain to you in that way. So, yadi arpitam, yad arpitam tad vikalpe. And what is the consequence of offering our chitta to the vikalpa? Offering our chitta to the vikalpa means duality. Duality means the world is other than me, I am other than the world. Immediately, the shantam of the above shloka goes away. What happens to him? Indriya paridhavati. The chitta runs behind the indriyas, indriya vastus, indriya karma. Hai ki nahi? Atmavasher Vidyatma Prasadam Gachati, as we chanted in the morning, second chapter of Gita. If you don't do this, is this one. Indriyanam Tadasya Harati Prajnam Vairnava Vivambasi. I hope you are tuning to this subject. If it is Arpana to the Atma, Shantam Sattvopabrahmitam is achieved, the consequences are Dharmam, Jnanam, Savairagyam, Aishwarya. This is one life of pure spiritual sadhana and achieving the acme, perfection ultimate. Opposite of that, Chittam is not arpita to the Atma, whether it is Paramatma, Parabrahma, Paramatma of the Krishna. What is the other option? If not offered to Saguna Nirguna Paramatma, Vikalpa mein, what is Vikalpa? The duality. What is the meaning of Arpana of the Chitta to the dualities? Taking the duality existing as real. Immediately you are helpless victim thereafter. That Vishayesh Indriyeshu Vidhavati, Indriyahi Paridhavati. That Chitta will run on the horses or chariot of Indriyas to Pari, means tens and hundreds and thousands of directions. That's what we are all in. Only rare few have achieved the earlier said feat of ultimate mukti through bhakti. Otherwise, Indriyahi Paridhavati Chittam. What the meaning of Indriya Paridhavati Chittam is? Seated तो एक जगह, लेकिन चित्त जो है कौन से इंद्रिय से कौन सा भोग पाना है उसका प्लानिंग कर रहा है. And then it will execute those plannings through the karmendriya. Then the result comes, it will indulge through jnanendriyas. And there the paridhavati means again and again to the same thing and newer things. This is called the moha, ajnana, samsara. That's what we do. Every day do the same things and every day new things are added. And never we enter into the earlier said sthiti of sattvopabrahmanam, shantam, atmani arpitam chittam. You and I are little learning now, but only the very grossest level. हमको अभी विषय समझ में नहीं आया कि चित्ता should be offered to the Lord, thereby the indriya mana are absolutely shanta, Then the chitta offered to the Lord becomes sattva-brahmanam. Then the fulfillment of dharma, fulfillment of jnana, fulfillment of vairagya, and all the Ishwarita comes up. That conviction is not yet come to us. Then we do. When you do, you can really feel in yourself the experience. But the other thing is very familiar to us. The chitta arpita to the vikalpa is dvaita. Therefore, this chitta is paridhavati indriyaihi. With indriyas, it is pushed here and there. Is it not? Daily coffee. For a change, you have matta. For a change, you will have tea. But you are not changing the chitta to the Lord, to the Vishayas only. See how clear is the explanation of these things if we focus. ये 3-4 श्लोक ना ये पूरा in fact these shlokas of Jnanam and Bhakti, as Bhagavan is saying in 19th chapter, I tell you this most valuable treasure as regards Bhakti and knowledge are concerned. Jnana and Bhakti are concerned. Essence है. And dono choice is yours. When you want to offer the chitta to the Lord, it is your choice. No, you want to offer it to the Vikalpa and get enchanted by the Dvaita Jagat, which is out of this Vikalpa, and run into that through your Indriyas. Indriyahi paridhavati. Result is what of this person? Exactly opposite of above. What are there above? Dharmam. What is the opposite of that? He will be in the adharma. Earlier is Jnanam. Here Ajnanam and Moham. Upar Vairagyam. Here Ragadvesha. Upar he is in Ishvara Bhava. Here he is not in Ishvara, he is a slave. Ishvara is Lord. Here not a Lord, he will be a slave only. That's what he says. Rajasvalam means not Shantam or Sato Brumitam, full of the Rajoguna. Asat Nishtam. And in that Paramatma Nishtati, Paramatma was Sadvastu, it was Sadnishtam. But here the entire Jagat, which is Manovikalpa, is unreal only, Asat only, but you become Asatnishta. So instead of Shanta, you become Rajaswala. Instead of Sattva, that is Paramatma, Upabrahmanama, here Asat mein Nishta ho gaya. Then Chittam Vidhi Viparyayam. Sat Chitta will not get as which were told in the earlier, it will get Viparyayam, means opposite. Instead of Jnanam, Ajnanam, Moham. Instead of Vairagya, Ragadvesh. Instead of Dharma, he is in the Adharma. And ultimately, no Ishwaratva command will be only the slave only. Choice is yours. Chitta Bhagavan mein rakh kar Ishwaratva, Vairagyatva, Jnana and Bhakti. You want to gain that? Or putting the Chitta in the Dvaita and Vikalpa? You want to lose the Sattva and become a Rajaswara? And also instead of Sattva Tattva Nishtha, you become Asannishtha. Instead of Jnana Bhakti Vairagya, you have the Ajnanam, Vairagya Ragadvesha, and then instead of Aishwarya, only the slavery. Choice is yours. And living a life of adharma. This is how Bhagavan very specifically said his sloka. Now you use these 4 words. Dharmaha, Jnanam, Vairagyam, Aishwaryam. Lord, I heard about them so many times, but can you in one word explain them? From here, the one word question, one word explanation of the Lord and Uddhava, a play goes on for next 20-30 slokas. In this only Lord looking at the Uddhava's face feels that usko kuch samjhana hai karke, Bhagavan without waiting for his question, he only gives the explanation. Taking that answer, now Uddhava brings out so many questions from his own heart for not only his sake, for everyone who studies Bhagavat later on, that these are the definitions or meanings or sadhanas Bhagavan has given for these questions as answer. And before that, each of these, what is Dharmam, Jnanam, Vairagyam, Aishwaryam, we must know, which you get when we become Atmani Arpitam as well as Shantam, Sattva-Brumitam. And these 4 will go away when the Atma is Arpita, Chitta is Arpita to the Vikalpa, and because of which it is Asannishta, the Rajaswala, then Viparya bhi hota hai usme, Indriyahi paridhavati. One by one. Dharmaha mad bhakti krut proktaha. What is dharma? Totally having my devotion surrender to me. That is called ultimate dharma. Here it fits with the definition of Sarvadharman Parityajya of the last sloka of the Gita. Then Dharmaha Projito Kaito Votra Paramo, the first sloka of the Bhagavad. First means initial. In Gita at the end it is told. In Bhagavad it is told in the beginning. What is ultimate? Bhakti, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja. What is the same definition, same thing told to Parikshit ji by Shukadeva ji in the beginning only. Projita kaitavaha parama bhakti, parama dharma eva bhakti. Dharma projita kaitavotra paramaha. We are teaching you here maliceless, selfishness, parama bhakti. And that is what? Bhakti only. Sorry, parama dharma, that is bhakti only. So, dharmaha mad bhakti krut prokta. So, everything you do for the Lord is called dharma. Therefore, doing for the Lord is dharma, offering to the Lord is dharma. The doing and offering to the Lord is called bhakti. Therefore, bhakti alone is parama dharma. So, dharma is explained. Now, what is jnanam? Jnanam cha eka atma darshanam. So simple it is, you are master of it by this time now, about all that. The Atma which is one without second, uska darshan karna. Which is already there. In Jnanam, you need not to do anything. Only drop ignorance and understand the knowledge that the Lord alone is there, nothing other than Him is there. Ek Atma darshanam is Jnanam. Other than that, everything is Ajnana then. So too, only when you do the bhakti to the Lord, then only dharma gets fulfilled. So worship, then when the work becomes worship, then only work is fulfilled. When the worship enters into knowledge, wisdom, then only the worship is fulfilled. Otherwise, it becomes worship only. So dharma hamad bhakti krut prokta, clear? Jnanam cha ekatma darshanam. So dharma, bhakti are explained. Dharma and jnanam are explained. Now vairagya, aishwarya have to be explained. What is vairagya? Guneshu asangaha vairagya. Guneshu means sattva-rajastama guna. Remember, entire worldly, outer worldly, people are objects, situations, whatever you see. Inside our Dendriya Mana Buddhi and at the level of Mana, whatever the modification in the mind happening of various emotions, desires, remember, listen carefully, next sentence, all of them are nothing but the three gunas expressing in various forms. This you have to digest. Think about it. It's already 1,000 times explained in all our various classes. That is why he is wholesale is speaking. He is not saying detaching from the object, detaching from the eatables, शब्द स्पर्श रूप रसगंध से थ्रू डिटैच हो जाओ, शब्द स्पर्श रूप रसगंध युक्त वस्तुओं से डिटैच हो जाओ और वस्तुओं को देने वाले और अलग अलग तरह सुख देने वाले व्यक्तियों से डिटैच हो जाओ. बट ये सब तुमको इंद्रियों से हो रहा है, इसलिए इंद्रियों से डिटैच हो जाओ. दिस इज डिटैचमेंट और वैराग्य. In this so many elaborate form he is not saying, but the way which he is saying includes all this, and that is guneshu asanga. Okay, now I'll explain this much. Guneshu asanga, what is the meaning of it in the world? Guneshu asanga, what is the meaning of it in ourselves? In the world, guneshu asanga means tamo guna asanga means no attachment to the dravya objects. Rajaguna attachment giving up asanga means no attachment to the objects. Sorry, activities. Then gunas, third guna, sattva guna asanga means not interest in the worldly knowledge. Clear? Subjectively, three gunas attachment nahi hai ka matlab kya hai? Tamoguna attachment is not there means transcended nidra. Rajaguna transcended means transcended the swapna avastha. Sattva transcended is transcended the waking avastha. So subjectively transcending the three planes, objectively the dravya, the kriya and vastu jnanam or vastu anubhuti. When you transcend them, guneshu asanga. And other than Paramatma, everything is Maya, Krita Maya is Trigunatmika. Therefore, everything is Trigunas. Therefore, Guneshu Asangaha Vairagya. Then what is at his mind level then? He is only in Paramatma. He is not seeing anything other than Paramatma. Therefore, there are no guna. Nahi hai, to uska sang kaisa hoga? That's the beautiful explanation. Finally, Aishwaryam cha anima adayaha. The Ishwaratva is anima, mahima, lagima, mahima, ijitma, vachita, prapti, prakamyam. All those siddhis come to him where the Lord will work to him for bringing other samsari jivas into the liberating spiritual fold. With this, the second aspect of bhakti is exhaustively explained by Lord Krishna. This last sloka, one or two thoughts we may share tomorrow. Then he will ask, Yama kya hai, Niyama kya hai, Shama, Dama, Titiksha, a huge list of 20, 25 things Uddhavaji will ask. Bhagavan will patiently answer each one of them in one or two or three words. That becomes such a beautiful topic. A ready reckoner. Such topics we studied many, many places. And they are also explained in different contexts. They are explained here also. Put together is the meaning. All in all, every name of the sadhana has its doing and experience. At the level of experience, it is same. But at the level of defining and doing, somewhere it may differ. Like a word titiksha is there. Titiksha is to go through all pairs of opposite in the word in a balanced mood. In one text, Samhanam Sarva Dukkhanam it is said. In other text, Sahanam Sarva Avamanadi. So while explaining this Guru says this, that Guru says that, but the ultimate meaning is same. All put together is a definition of that each of the sadhana, and the experience when you reach is one. Experience एक ही होता है. कहने के समय, depending on the disciples situation, the Guru uses different words to explain, different examples to explain. So here we have got a very standard, authentic explanation of these words, the definition of these words, which are in fact sadhanas, from the mouth of Lord Krishna himself. Now they are all explained by our Adi Shankara Bhagavan in his Prashnottara Ratnamalika, etc. That is authentic. Same are explained by Vidurji in his own Viduraniti. Very good. Vyasa Bhagavan only gave in so many other texts. बहुत बढ़िया. तो यहाँ सीधे भगवान कृष्ण के मुख से आ रहे हैं. सत्य क्या है, रुतम क्या है, धर्म क्या है, यश क्या है, कीर्ति क्या है. Every of them he is telling. And all of them he is telling in the spiritual parlance, not Vyavaharik. What is the meaning of Vyavaharik? You will succeed in Vyavahara, that is Vyavaharik explanation. You will excel in spirituality, that is spiritual outlook. In that way, we will explain. Tomorrow, we'll see. Beautiful topic. It maybe one day or 2 days, we'll conclude this chapter. Then after this, only 11. 19 हो गए तो 12 chapter बस. धीरे धीरे in 1 or 2 months, Bhagavatam will be concluded. ओए और एक स्कंद है, भूल गया मैं. 12th स्कंद also is there. सर्वं कृष्णार्पणमं पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरु नमः. कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Whoever don't come to the classes after finishing of 11th skanda, I believe they are realized. And I am not going to realize, therefore, pakka I will do the 12th skandas. And the non-realized people can join me. These all will be after 11th skanda is over. Okay.